I don't think black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter. So with that said, the fact that they're trying to sue this woman, this white woman, they're trying to take her kid away from her because she used the N-word, just shows you how toxic cancel culture is. And this is a great case as to how we need to stop cancel culture. It is anti-American, it is anti-free speech, and if you can say the N-word, so can I, whether you like it or not. It doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not black. So, make the N-word great again.
So my response to that, my response is, I recommend that you do it. Right? Because a fool that persists in being foolish shall become wise. So if you think it's a good idea to walk around like you Hispanic, Latin, white person, whatever, right? Outside the culture. I don't care if you're African, right? Outside of Black American culture, because that's where the whole thing comes from, right? And because you saw them doing something, you decide that you want to jump out the window and do it, go ahead and do it. You got freedom. You say, I got freedom of speech. If I want to walk around and I want to call black people niggers, I want to say, right? Let's just put, I'm not going to say N-word, right? Because that's what they're talking about, right? She said, if I want to call black, which she could have just did that. But she didn't. Why? Because she knew it was out of pocket. But instead of saying, if I want to call them niggers, I'll just call them niggers. She said, I think she said the N-word. I'll just say N-word. I can say whatever. Okay, well, just say nigger then. If you think it's cool, it's not a problem, it's affecting your freedom of speech, why is you saying the N-word? Just say nigger. Say, if I want to call black people niggers, I'll just call them niggers. Okay, cool. I recommend all y'all do it. Indians from India, Indians, Hispanics, Latin, whatever you want to call yourself, right? Border jumpers from anywhere, right? White people, whatever, right? I recommend that if that's how you feel about it, don't keep saying the N-word. Just say niggers. If I want to call them niggers, I'm going to say nigger. Say it on video. Say it with your chest, right? Say it with your chest, mofo, right? Say it with your chest on Instagram. Say it with your chest on, whatever form that you on. And then when you walking around in Walmart, do the same thing. You say, I want to say nigger, I'm going to say it. Okay, walk around Walmart doing that. Walk around Wendy's, Walmart, go to work and do it. Do it in the parking lot. Do it at SeaWorld. You getting any type of conversation with the black people, you want to say nigger, just start saying nigger to them. Just be, you know what I'm saying? Or just start, slinging it wherever you want. Just do it. Don't let somebody affect your, don't let somebody infringe on your fundamental human rights. I guess that's what she's saying, your freedom of speech. Just to call black people niggers and to say nigger, to, throw around derogatory words around black people that you don't know. I recommend you do it. That's my recommendation. Right? My recommendation is that you do it. And just let me know how it worked out for you. Don't go on Instagram like her. She goes on Instagram, I think she said the N-word. If people want to use the N-word, blah, 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 blah. Why are you saying the N-word then? Why are you using the N-word instead of just saying nigger? If I want to call black people niggers, right, why are you making a video saying the N-word? Because you know you out of pocket, but go ahead, but then you're going to say that you're going to get out of pocket anytime you want by calling black people nigger or standing in, in TGI Fridays or, Ruth Chris or wherever the fuck you go at the Houston Rockets game or at the Denver Nuggets game or whatever, and just start being yeah, this, nigga that, nigga, calling people niggers, right? Indirectly or directly. I recommend that you all do it. Right? Instead of making videos saying if I want to use the N word and not even saying nigger, doesn't make sense to me. And then trying to say, oh, Black Lives, trying to, throw uh, backhanded insults. All lives matter, blah, 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 blah. And all this shit, that's why I never rocked with that Black Lives Matter. Because I knew that it would open the door for a lot of people to play with you. And I don't really be for that shit. Right? I don't be for nobody playing with me. Like, you're not gonna stand up in my face and call me no nigger, no immigrant from nowhere, and call me no nigger, or keep even flinging niggas around me. I'm gonna get away from you. Number one. And then if you keep doing it like you trying to aggravate me, I'm gonna give you what you're looking for. Believe that shit. But I would tend to just try to, you don't let people control you with words and try to trigger you emotionally, because that's what they're all trying to do. But I would encourage that they do it, just so you can see who's who and what's what. Right? Go ahead and put a target on your back by doing that kind of thing. Just so people can see, where you are, who you are, and what you're about. You see? But let me tell you a story. I was working in a restaurant one day. I went in to install some equipment. And I went in there, it was a bunch of, what if I just start saying spics, right? It was a bunch of spics in the back and some crackers listening to music. And they had the music with they saying nigger. I'm not going to say the N-word. So she said freedom of speech. Okay. So they were saying nigger this, nigger that. And I walked in. I was the only black person in there. I told the manager, I said, man, why are y'all in here listening to this music with all this N-word, this, nigger that? I said, what if I start saying gook, spick, cracker, etc., etc.? Would that be fine? He told them, hey, can y'all turn the music off? So they understand the situation. They just want to see what you're going to do. They understand that it's out of pocket and disrespectful for you to see somebody do something inside of their culture, but then you come and try to do it, and knowing that generally when it's done by people outside of the culture, it's considered derogatory. But they do it anyway. It would just be like somebody, two Hispanics or Latin people, and they don't know me, and I just start walking up to them, start saying, what up, spick? Look at these spicks. What's up with these spicks up in here? Right? What's up with these spick border jumping motherfuckers up in here? They would instantly get out on me. Right? They'd be like, yo, what's your problem? They want to do the same thing to you and act like they scream freedom of speech. But if I started screaming freedom of speech, don't insult, don't infringe on my freedom of speech, they'd be like, fuck you, what are you talking about? You're being insulting. You're using derogatory terms, right? But they expect, like, motherfuckers like this bitch expect that shit gonna fly. Okay, fly that shit, let's see what happens. Fly and let's see if it gets shot down or not. That's all I'm saying. Cause I got no fly zone for that bullshit. I'm gonna either give you some space, assume that you crazy and stupid, and give you some space to crash out. But if you press the line after that, right, it's a no-fly zone and that shit gonna get shot down. I don't know about what other weak, moist Negroes do. You see, but I wouldn't let nobody press the line with me that you don't know me and do shit like that. I would encourage like her, people like her. I would say, look, why you saying the N-word? Just say nigger. You want to call black people niggers so we don't offend your freedom of speech. Go ahead and do it, but do it everywhere, all the time, anytime you want on Instagram. Don't say N-word no more. Don't none of y'all out there, none of y'all spics say the N-word no more. None of y'all border jumpers and y'all spicks, right? None of the rest of you. I can't think of a, or gooks or whatever, right? Or coolies. Since it's okay to say nigger, right? Don't none of y'all ever use I don't want to hear y'all nowhere saying the N-word. Nowhere. You better not say the N-word on Instagram, on YouTube, nowhere. Say nigger. Call people niggers. Everywhere. And let me know, get back, and then we'll see how that works out for y'all. Because there's 30 million black people in America. Right? Y'all think you got your numbers up? Right? You think you go hard and you got your numbers up? We've been here 400 years through slavery, Jim Crow, and everything else. So even in their battered down state, if you think you got one up on black people, right? And it's an easy, you know what I'm saying? It's you can, you know what I mean, you can run through them pretty easy. Cause you got your numbers up and you flexing on Instagram, whatever, then do what you do. Do what you gotta do. I encourage you to do it. Get back to me, let me know how that shit works out for you. Matter of fact, we'll watch how it works out for you on TV. Or on World Star, on all these, video platforms. That's all I got.